Well, the carpet's wet on the passenger side of my Porsche Cayenne, and this is due to the drains being clogged, and I'm going to show you how to fix this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the wheel. I like to take some electrical tape, and I like to wrap all the sockets that I'm going to use. This way I don't damage the rims when removing the lug nuts. I even wrapped the wheel lock key. Once I have them wrapped, then I'll jack the car up. And I'll place a block underneath for safety. And then I'll go to remove the lug nuts using an impact gun. And if you have trouble getting the wheel off, just give it a kick. I'll help pop it, and there we go. Then we're gonna remove all of these screws. These are star-shaped screws. There's a lot of them hidden in the wheel well. And if you continue watching this video to the end, I'll show you a way how you can get to access to these drains without removing the wheel. So stick around to see that. And then you also have this bolt here. It's a 10mm. We'll remove that. And get the last few screws. You don't have to get them all. Okay, that should do it. And then we'll start to remove some of this wheel well cover. We'll just pull it aside. Put it out of the way. And there's the drain. I'd say it's a little clogged. So you can just use your fingers and just kind of like clear out the drain. It's such a large opening, I'm not going to cut it to make more water come through. Seems large enough. Then we'll put everything back. Put the wheel back on. And once you lower the vehicle, make sure you torque down those lug nuts. And after you drive for about 20 miles, you want to re-torque them down. Then we'll move on to the driver's side. Now my vehicle has an air suspension, so you can raise the vehicle. So you want to raise it to the highest level. And then turn the wheel. Now you have access to all those screws. And using the air suspension, you won't need to jack up the vehicle, but just be careful. I don't know if the air suspension will lower on its own, so it might be best to put a block of wood underneath the vehicle. This way no one gets injured. But take all the screws out, take that nut out. And then get the final screws out. Once you have those out, just remove the cover best that you can. Just pull it aside. And here's the driver's side drain, and it looks pretty clogged. Just get all the stuff out that you can using your hands. And then put everything back. So that's a quicker way to get access to the drains. But if you continue watching, I have an even faster way to get access to the drains on the passenger side. So keep watching, and we'll put everything back together. I also have a way to dry your carpet out if you can't get all the water out. Best thing to do is to use a wet vac. But I don't have a wet vac, so I just used a Dyson vacuum, and I was able to suck some of the water out. Couldn't get it all, but you can take a towel and try and use that to get as much of the water out as you possibly can. But then you can also use cornstarch. What you do is you sprinkle the cornstarch on and you spread it around and you leave it there for 24 hours, 48 hours, and then you vacuum it up. And the cornstarch will actually suck up some of the water. I used a little carpet cleaner there and a little scrubbing brush and got rid of the cornstarch. But here's the quickest way to get access to the drains. First you pop the hood, then you pop this panel out, and you have one screw right here. It's a star screw. And you pull this trim piece out. And you just have to reach your arm down low. And you should be able to get access to the hole. And the drain, it's right there. You see it? I circled it in green. And then once you push your finger through to clear the drain, then you put everything back together. Now that's on the passenger side. Now the driver's side, unfortunately, there's no access to the drain. You're not going to get your hand in there. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did and you learned something new, please subscribe. And leave a comment on what you liked or what you didn't like, or what you'd like to see me work on next. Thanks again.